Welcome to the Rustic Garden. Today's April 17th. I'm going to give you a quick look at my garden now as of 1 o'clock today, and then I'm going to come back at it at 6, show you everything that I planted in there. What I do have going right now, I have my first wave of tomatoes. That's a micro tom growing in a small 2.5 gallon bucket. More tomatoes back there. Subarctic Max, a Siberian, Red Robin, a dwarf tomato, but all my cold tolerant tomatoes, my dwarf tomatoes, I'm putting in today. Really, but I took most of my stuff outside, and that's over here. So the tomatoes and the peppers that you see are ones that have been in videos for really for the last 2-3 months. They're doing really well. I'm going to hold these, like I said, for another at least 2 weeks, maybe 3, just to get out of the danger zone with the possible frost coming to this area. Those are green containers that I planted. I did a video on that. Real quick, let me just show you what's growing in these flower boxes. More peas down there, but I've got lettuces and greens all down here, and they will grow to size. I'll eat them, and in about a month I will get flowers in there. And then back there are Tiny Tim tomatoes. They only get about 10 inches tall. So this is the side of the garden I'm working on today and for the last 2 days. There's the herb bed that I did a video on, but you can see some ground that I've just turned over yesterday and early this morning. I'm going to be planting a lot of that. When you come down here, I have Swiss Chards doing well, Greens Bucket doing well, Silvery Fir that gets about 3 feet tall, a Bush 506, I think that gets, I don't know, I think 1 to 2 feet tall, I can't recall. And then micro tom tomatoes right in there, and there's a bunch planted, but they do not get tall, maybe 8 inches, so I'm just packing them in there, see how they do. I've taken down trellises, pulled out all the supports that were in there, and just really cleaning up the garden. Cut back my lavender, taking care of the beds, doing all the kind of stuff you do when you got a beautiful 75-degree day. I've got broccoli down there, that's baby broccoli. Peas growing through wire to keep the rabbits out. I use apple branches that I cut down about a month ago, and it will actually bloom. So while the peas are growing up there, these branches will bloom through. It looks kind of cool. Kohlrabi, beets, stuff I've showed you before. I'm trying to get a lot done today. I've mulched in between all of the beds. I'm going to be actually moving in a year, so I have one more season here, and then I'm going to take the rustic garden to a new location. But I planted the grapes, goji berry, in containers because I want to take these with me. So I'm going to let them develop and get strong in these containers, and I'll be able to take them to wherever I decide to move over the next year, which I think will be kind of exciting. Radishes, asparagus, and these are just my beds that I've turned over. I'm going to plant a lot of these today. I'll come back this evening and show you what I got into the ground. Back there, my garlic from the fall planting, that's doing really well. Those are leeks that I put in yesterday. My sunken container garden, more beds, but all this is going to be planted. And let me just end with my asparagus bed over here. And like I said, I'll come back it's about 1 o'clock, so probably 6 o'clock, see what I can do in 5 hours. And that's an asparagus bed that's at least 5 years old. And all the asparagus are finally coming up again. They were up. The ridiculous cold and frost we had last week killed back a lot of the spears, but they're all breaking the surface now. It's 6 o'clock, I got a lot done. I'm going to give you a tour starting from the opposite side, and I'll work my way back to the greenhouse. Let's start over here. Radishes I showed you in the last video. Right down there I planted my white potatoes. They're just potatoes from the store. And just real quick, you can see a little bit of a trench. I dig a trench, plant them 2 to 4 inches deep, and as the stalk comes up, I'll backfill it. I'll pull that dirt over the stalk, and this way, in theory, you get more potatoes. And I just want to show you, if you are going to grow potatoes, see the green coming out of the eyes? That's what you want to have your potato look like before you plant them. So basically you let your potato, I let mine sit in the greenhouse for like 3 or 4 weeks, and it will start to grow. The eyes will start to grow into the stalks. Couple trellising options. This is where my cucumbers are good to go. Coming in here, a close-up of the asparagus, and I'm going to be snapping off all that and eating that today for dinner. Over on this side, I just planted my Brussels sprouts right in there. That's a bush 506 tomato. That'll get 18 inches tall. My Determinate tomatoes and my dwarf tomatoes are in, and I put that in there because that will grow, set fruit, and die off as the Brussels sprouts get larger. And then right in here are more of my Determinate varieties. The silvery fir gets 3 to 4 feet tall. You know, more bush 506. They're packed in tightly because they are Determinate varieties. They're going to set fruit, they're going to die off, and they will be finishing up. And right next to them, maybe 6 inches, I will put in my indeterminate tomatoes when they're ready to go in, and they're not going to really compete with each other. They're going to be finishing up with they'll be finishing up at different times, so as the determinates die out, the indeterminates will start taking over. Finished my onion, garlic, and leek bed. This used to be potatoes, but they kept getting diseases here, so I've rotated. Did I say potatoes? I meant to say peppers. They used to be peppers. They were getting diseases, this bed, over and over again, so I pulled the peppers out, going with something completely unrelated. Garlic, Lisbon bunching onions right in there, Walla Walla onions, leeks, and a couple more determinate varieties, Siberian, Subarctic Max. They will grow, set fruit, do all that stuff determinates do. And then this space, I'll put in my red Asian beans. This is my perennial flower bed. It's small now, it's just starting to grow, but the plants will get 2, 3, and some of them almost 4 feet tall. Flowers, they bring in bees, pollinating insects. That was my ladybug house, which I used in the video, and the ladybugs came, they stayed for 3 days, and then they all departed. I showed you these earlier, my grapes, goji berry, more grapes, and this is coming back up to the house. I really got a lot done. I'm satisfied with 2 days worth of work. Brussels sprouts, all kinds of stuff. So at April 17th, I'm getting in a lot of my cool weather vegetables, of course, my cool weather crop, tomatoes, determinate variety tomatoes, peas are up, all kinds of stuff are going on, but that's where I am as of the 17th of April. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please check out my blog at www.therestedgarden.blogspot.com, and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.